Hello people, and welcome back to part 8 of Palaven, our vanilla Cities Skylines build. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. And last time out we worked on our little bus transport hub here, and again thank you for all the support on the videos. You guys are really enjoying this series, which makes me very happy indeed. Now yeah, it's working nicely. Let's have a look at some of the numbers. The game has just started, so only 18 so far this week. But we can take a look at some of the lines, the buses. Probably can even afford to take a couple of these buses off the lines now. On the white line, and similar as well with the black one. We can reduce the number of vehicles because there's too many that aren't quite full. So yeah, we've got some little inner city buses coming in here. So obviously as the city grows and this area becomes more populated, this will in turn become busier. It's a nice little build, and it's going to be a nice little segue into the next segment of kind of this side of the highway, because we've spent a lot of time working on this side right now. So today what we're going to take a look at is addressing this little issue right here of not enough educated workers. So we can see that this is a level 3 low density commercial, which is, we have a few of them around the city now. This one is about to become one of them. And if we click on it, we can see that if we hover over this little icon here, that for this business, the Fancy Boutique, to operate at its best and keep everyone happy, it needs to have 5 highly educated workers. And highly educated workers are graduates from universities. At the minute, we only have 2. That's not ideal. So, not enough educated workers. It wants 5. It has 2. If you see, if you hover over them, it tells you kind of what you're currently at. And then, you know, it has a workspace for 1 educated worker, and it currently has 3. So, it's not doing too great at the moment. And we're going to work today on satisfying some of that high education demand. So I'm thinking the University of Technology is going to sit wonderfully up alongside the highway right here. It'd be a really nice drive-by to see this thing, and also a nice view from the first transport hub as well. So I'm going to go ahead and clear out a bunch of these trees, and we'll come back and do some terraforming, see what kind of landscape we're working with, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so let's have our first little discussion about terraforming. So it can be a little bit complicated to get used to the terraforming in cities. You just need to kind of keep playing with it, and you will eventually get used to how each of the 4 tools responds. So I'm going to use the level terrain tool for this. I'm going to use my largest brush size, maybe medium to start with actually, and the highest intensity. So there's 3 different levels of brush strength. Highest will be the most harsh. So where the highway sits, it kind of comes up onto a little bit of a bank here. And this is where I kind of want the university to sit up alongside. So I'm going to click the highest point, probably adjacent to the road. I'm going to right click that. And then I'm going to click and left click and drag. And I'm going to push all this landscape right up to the highway. And we'll probably take it back until about there for right now. And we'll just push it in. So that's kind of the idea I'm looking for. That might be a little bit too harsh, and if it is, what we can do is we can come into our soften terrain tool, and then just a couple of very light clicks just to take a little bit of that harshness out of it. Probably looks no different to you guys. But you know, it's a little but you know, we will decorate this up. We'll have like a little park path that stops people from falling over the edge onto the highway, even though that never happens. But you know, you would imagine that that safety barrier would be there in real life. Okay, so let's push it up to the road here, just so we're in. And then we're going to come in and grab that 4-lane road with decorative trees again, and I want to be snapping to the road guy line alongside the highway, and we'll draw ourselves in a little bit of a road like that. Yeah, we've still got the room to squeeze the park fence in here, so I'll kind of quickly run through the idea that I've got in my head. Let's go ahead and grab that park fence, and then we can just run it parallel with the road. So we'll bring it all the way up to here. There's like a little barrier. Get some nice trees and kind of rocks on this thing as well, so it almost looks like it has been dug out by humanity to accommodate the highway. You know, they had to tear out the earth. So a little bit of harsh terraforming and some detailing can be quite nice. Sometimes it's also, again, it's a different layer of height. I'm always a big advocate for working with different heights and kind of terrains in cities. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. So a nice smooth curve around the bend here. Too bad. So let's dive into the wonderful world of campus for the first time. So Campus expands your education tab quite significantly by allowing you to build 4 different types of university. No, sorry, it's 3. One being a University of Technology, which is what we're building today, a liberal arts college, and a kind of like a generic city university as well. And Campus, for some reason, doesn't seem to have a lot of love within kind of the city's community, at least from what I've seen. I think we're going to have to purchase this tile, aren't we? Yeah, we will. That's fine. Also gives us access to this highway over here as well, which is fancy. We'll have to do something with this at some point as well. Yeah, I really, really enjoy Campus, and for some reason it's not highly rated. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of Campus. It really is one of my favourites. Okay, so we've painted out a campus area very similar to how we painted out the industrial area, and similar with park life as well. These 3 industries, these 3 areas right here, park, industry, and campus, cannot be overlapped with one another. However, districts can. You know, district are kind of different from areas, even though they're under the same bracket on your tool menu. Looks like we need a little another elementary school as well. We'll plot one of those in. How many for high school? Yeah, we need high school too. Okay, yeah, a lots of university. So we'll have a big educational episode today. So let's dive into trade school campus area, and we have our trade school administration building. I'm placing this within the area that we've just painted out here, and we'll turn this into a University of Technology, but I do want something in front of the road here, so I think we'll go with a couple of park life plazas. Let's line this up in the middle of the road. So we'll have one here, and then one right next to it as well, and then maybe another one right there. So a little bit of an introduction. You know, don't forget to use these park life assets in your regular detailing. You can place them along a roadside if you want to. So then we'll grab 2 lane one way with grass, and then we'll just draw the old trusty boxing around them. So a little bit of a flow system, nothing too serious, and then we can place in the main building. So now we've placed this in, the campus area now has a name, which is Forest Trade School, which is a terrible name. If anybody wants to name it, throw it in the comments, and I'll kind of run with the most liked name for the university. I know you guys like naming stuff here, so have a pop at the trade school. Okay, so now we've got that, we've got a whole bunch of different buildings. We've got a dormitory, a study hall, trade school groundskeeping, and book club. Obviously, as we move through the relevant levels from 1 through 5, we have different requirements we need to hit. We need to get academic works, which I'll explain in a moment as well. We need to hit a student number and a campus attractiveness, which is basically affected by how many of these buildings are in here. If you hover over them, you can see, you know, this building increases campus attractiveness, which is what is needed to go up to the next level. There's policies here as well, which we'll touch on, and this is the academic work stuff, which we'll come to once we've got some buildings in. So, kind of first thing I like to place in with my universities is the dormitories, and we'll kind of make like a little, almost like a dormitory block where the students live, you know. I don't just want them placed randomly around it. I want to, essentially what I like to do with my university areas, if you're playing with campus, is essentially make like a mini city, like little bits of residential, with the dormitories, some kind of commercial with the book clubs, and the industry with kind of like the study halls and stuff. It's not essential, but it can be quite fun. Okay, so I'm thinking right here, we're going to be up alongside the highway. This is where I'm going to have the dormitories. So let's run with, first of all, let's draw a path out. So maybe the trees are a little bit too much right now. Maybe we'll just take those away. Let's go ahead and place in the trade school dormitory. So the dormitory is a residential building for students for the duration of the academic studies. Building increases campus area's attractiveness, which is what we need to do. Also increases the student capacity, and it requires a trade school campus area, of course. So let's go ahead and throw this in. So it's a pretty nice looking building. It's actually very office looking. Unlike park life assets, you can't place these alongside a road. They have to be within a campus area, which is a little bit of a shame. Would have been nice to kind of use these in like an office park. But I guess you could just draw out the office park if you wanted to, as a campus area, if you wanted to kind of just get around it. But really nice looking asset. It's got some cool little kind of scars on it as well. Some little doorways here. But I don't think I want it facing out onto the highway. I want it to face kind of in towards a little bit of a central park that we'll have here. Alright, so this is more of what I was after. So I kind of have this little empty bit in the middle that I can do some decorating with. So it's almost like a little outdoor space right near where they live, you know. You can do some detailing in here later on. And then again, from the highway, we're starting to see a little bit of an important building now. So that's starting to look alright. And then what we'll do here, we'll repeat that pattern again. So we'll go for 2 more dormitories either side, for a path connection between them. Again, all about making our campuses more walkable, and it'll also be a nice little repeated pattern as well. Super, we can hook perfectly into the paths that come with the main building itself. And then we'll come down here like that. Super, and then we still have room to head out in this direction as well. So that's going to be our dormitory block, and as I need to kind of increase the attractiveness and the student capacity, I can carry on this pattern right here. But I think 4 for right now should be okay. So we see the campus attractiveness has now risen to 100. So it's clear that each of these are giving us 25 campus attractiveness per dormitory. And then let's have a little discussion about what's going to happen behind the main building. So I think we'll come out by super. So that'll give us a perfectly square box. So what I was doing then is measuring the distance on this side here. So it's 9 tiles. That would be 10 where the first marker is, and then that would be 9 there. So we've got a perfect square right behind. And now I do want something rather spicy to kind of sit behind this. So the next logical thing to place would be the trade school study hall. Let's go ahead and throw this in. So pretty nice asset. Let's have a little look at what it does. So students with spare time can use the study hall to do their homework, projects, or prepare to exams. That doesn't make sense. Or prepare to exams. I think, is that like a grammatical typo? Grammatical error? And prepare to exams, yeah. It should be prepare for exams, right? Or prepare to do exams. This building increases the attractiveness and of course needs to be placed within the campus area. So now we have this in, let's check the attractiveness. We've gone up by another 30, fantastic news. So I think I'd much rather have this face right here, kind of on the right hand side of it as the front of the building. So we'll manipulate it around in order so we can actually have that. So let's go ahead and spin it around to this is the face we want. And then if we line it up, I think that's probably about the middle. Yes, you see, kind of to sit in front of this little courtyard here. I think that's a much nicer front to kind of have on the building. So we'll go with that. Then let's grab our trade school path. We should, I'm hoping we can squeeze through here, if not disaster. Wonderful, yes we can. And then that will also hook it in. So this is actually the front of the building, but for me, this side looks a lot nicer. So I'm going to use this as almost like a false front. Because this looks like where people would walk in, right? Not here. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too picky. Let's actually see if we can shift it over just a touch. Yeah, I think that'll work a little bit better, won't it? Okay, super. So let's have a look what else we can place in. We also have the trade school groundskeeping. So groundskeepers are working hard to keep the campus area premises clean, tidy and aesthetically pleasing. That works for me. The building also increases the campus attractiveness, that is what we want to hear. And the land value of the campus area, which is also nice. So if we were to build any residential or commercial around this thing, which we will, then this is also going to be quite tidy for helping that as well. I think what I'll do is I'll place the groundskeeping building along the main road out the front of the campus. So it's a pretty cute asset. It's got a little car in it. Some little planks there too. Super. So he's going to raise the attractiveness even more, which is wonderful. So let's have another little double check what we're at now. So we're at 150 campus attractiveness. We need 50 more points to go. Let's go ahead and look at something else. We've also got the book club, which is interesting. So for all students, the book club offers an opportunity to read books, obviously, and discuss them in a relaxing environment. Book clubs increase the campus attractiveness. Thumbs up, that's what we want. So do we want to place this behind the main building? I almost think it's a little bit dwarfed, isn't it? It's kind of like, I don't know, maybe, can we place this in the middle and still have it connected, I wonder? Yes, we can. Now that is interesting. How about some path networks around it? We'll have this on a corner. So I'm going to throw the symmetry here, which might annoy some people, including myself. But we'll run with the idea. So we kind of bring like a little, it's like a mini parkland around this. So the alder tree is also used. So let's have a look at what's on the asset. So it's alder trees and bushes that are used within the asset itself. So why don't we almost make like an extension of the asset, of the book club asset, using the same stuff that's in it. So we'll go for alder trees and bushes. A couple around here. Some along the junction where the path kind of meets. And then almost use that as like the plaza, you know. Could centralize this if you want, but you know, there is a the off symmetry, off center is can be quite appealing. I think we'll run with that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of it. I guess we'll kind of see how it goes up. So wonderful. That has pushed us over the threshold. We now have the campus attractiveness. All we need now is the students, and I think I'm about ready to press play. This place will probably need power and water, so we'll deal with that. Okay, so let's take a look at the campus from a couple of different angles now. We definitely need to do something with the front space here. This is very dire. Might just do some kind of general path and park detail in there. I think what I want to do in the campus area is, because it's kind of like the University of Technology, I want it to look quite technological as well. I want kind of lots of blocks and sharp angles within the kind of the general layout of the campus area, excluding this wonderful little park that we've just drawn in. This is an extension of the book club, ignore this. So I think I want to try and run elevated walkway around the campus. So I think we'll come out by 4. We'll go up by 1. And then come out to this point as well. And then what we'll do is for right now is we'll keep this going. And then as the campus extends out this side, we'll have like a really nice elevated walkway that kind of takes people to different areas of the campus. Almost like a little express line. You could do this with a cycle path, actually. I wonder if that would work. If we upgrade this into a cycle network, how do we look? I'm not sure. I think I'll try it with both ways before the end of the episode. And we'll see if this little elevated cycle highway gets any use. And then if it doesn't, we'll try it with the walkway, and if that doesn't get any use, then it's a failed idea. I think that'd be quite nice, you know, to see people moving at a different height again. You know, I'm always championing those different heights and different layers that you can get in. I think it's just another nice little addition into the build, I think. Super. So let's have a look how we are doing. Wonderful. Shut up to the students straight away. So now we just need to hit the academic works, which has its own little tab up here. So at the minute we have a 30% chance to generate an academic work at the end of each academic year, which is represented by this progress bar right here. We can just give them one, which will cost us 50 grand, which we can more than afford right now. And you know, you can give them different kind of specializations and stuff. We can also fund some academic staff, which therefore increases the chance. So you can see if we bring it all the way up. That's going to cost us 14,000 a week to pay those staff, which is a massive chunk of our budget. So we're not going to do that right now. That's way too expensive. So I'm just going to run with the 30% base chance, and we can see if we hover over here. You can also influence this chance with buildings, which we haven't unlocked yet. They come with later stages of the campus. So the 30% base chance is fine, but I'm also going to give them one as well. Let's just go for IT and engineering, it'll be fine. So that's going to cost me 50 grand. I'm going to give it to them, and then when we hit the academic year, they're guaranteed to generate a work, which will tick one of these two off. So we're making a decent bit of money out of the university campus right now. We've got 1,200 in expenses and basically 4,000 in tuition fees. You can make tuition free if you like, but universities tend to be quite a good money maker. So unless you're absolutely rolling in the cash, then you might not want to use that particular policy. Let's have a little look as people are coming from. We need to do some traffic lights around here as well. Let's turn these off. Wonderful. Okay. Yeah, so you got a ton of people arriving from the transport hub. I guess it would make sense for the path to actually run this way. That's fine. They'll jump on there once the AI picks it up. There we go. They all just turn back. Okay, yeah, we need to detail these areas up a little bit as well. Maybe get some zoning in here. Let's satisfy a little bit of commercial. I'm not sure what's going to sit around the campus yet. We've got some awkward space in here. I don't know whether we just do an extension of this parkland that's sitting between the highway and the rest of this part of town. I guess we'll see. See how it looks. Okay, so let's look at the middle of our little dormitory block right here. And we'll kind of come in. If you're stuck for kind of inspiration on what your campuses should look like, Google Maps is your absolute best friend for kind of working on campuses. For this particular one, I had a look at Virginia Tech in America, obviously. Okay, so we have like this little flowing, windy path between the dormitories, and we can probably get some of the park life detailing assets in here as well. So maybe like a little bench in each of these little curves. Let's go ahead and actually hook those pathways up. So we'll come in like that, and then that way they can cross through the middle. So I don't want anything too over the top. Maybe like a little street lamp next to each of these benches. And then these little park signs are great. So it's like a little finger post sign that points you in different directions. So you would imagine you see this, you know, like you're a student, you're like, you know, the technology block or whatever is this way, dormitory block D is that way. So just something like that would be quite nice. And then around the edge of them, probably just go with some kind of small tree, maybe like a little bush just to run alongside the pathways here. Or maybe just kind of a couple in the corner like this. And maybe like just a little lamppost. So they will glow up at night, which will be kind of really nice to see this little winding path all kind of slightly illuminated. I think that'd be quite sweet. Okay, so I want to get this cycle path hooked in just to see if anyone uses it. Oh yeah, there we go. I was just about to say, like, I wonder if the bikes will actually come into the campus area, but they do. So she's an expert in the medium tree plantation, and she's going home. So I wonder if she's just graduated, because she is highly educated. Interesting. Okay, so the idea seems to be paying off. It's had one little bit of use so far. And bearing in mind we have the encourage biking policy active on the city as well. So that might help. I don't know. We'll run with the idea. It's new. It's new. We'll try it out. Okay, so we'll bring it down this way. And then that's a little too close. Let's go for this one. So we're almost going to get this really nice elevated kind of cycleway. Boxing in this building right here. I think it looks quite technological. I hope everybody agrees. I can just imagine opening the comments when this goes up and everyone's like, the cycle highway is the worst thing we've ever seen. I hope that's not the case. So let's continue extending our path network here, exactly like we would extend a road network. And can we squeeze a dormitory in here? Oh, no we can't. Wounded. Okay, we'll bring this one down a little bit. We'll just delete it for right now. And then, do we want another pathway through the middle here? Yeah, okay, let's do that. Bring this one down as well. So we'll be repeating that pattern of allowing the students to move freely around the campus. Exactly how we would with paths in the rest of the city. Looks like my garbage dump is finished emptying. Wonderful. Okay, any other problems in the city at the minute? Yeah, we need to place another school in, don't we? This is dire. Okay, I'm just going to throw these down. I'll detail them in a second. Let's go for... If you ever see these issues, you know, it's always an education problem. Okay, so back to the campus. Yeah, so I just really enjoy building these. I really do. They're a lot of fun. So we'll throw in some more dormitories here. It might be a little bit overkill with all the facilities here right now, but you know, the budget and the money can more than take it. And as long as we're running a profit in the actual trade school campus, which we are, then you know we're absolutely fine. It's just a case of leaving the game running and waiting for the academic year to finish before we kind of move through. We'll probably do this over a number of episodes. I doubt we'll get it. We won't get it to level 5 today. They can take a little while to kind of get up to speed with everything else. Let's bring this through here. Okay, so that's not looking too bad, I don't think. And then, like, can we bring this into the middle? Yes, we can. Okay, I think maybe we just go for kind of a nice smooth slope straight down the middle here. So we'll be able to hook people into the elevated cycle highway around the campus. I'm really hoping this pays off. And then we'll have another connection for the cycle path right here as well. So there's another person beginning to use it as well. Does seem to be getting a little bit of love. He's just come out of the residential area. Well, dormitory, you guys know what I mean. Yeah, okay. And then I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of plan for the rest of the unlocks. We'll come into our campus stuff, let's grab the path, and then we'll just draw kind of all this to a close. Let's have a nice flat edge to kind of work on when we do the rest of it. If you guys want to see a campus episode part 2, then do let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll just continue to work on this off camera and then kind of just cover it at the start of the episode we're working on next time. Okay, so we can hook this one through the middle as well. Let's hook it right there. Let's have a little discussion about what we want here. So we can actually add varsity sports buildings in as well, but now do we want the aquatic centre in? So much choice. So let's continue to push our terraforming up alongside the highway. We're also approaching farmland here as well, so we need to be careful we don't kind of go overboard with the campus. I think maybe, yeah, we're out of soil right now, that's fine. We'll go dig some out from somewhere, but we'll be alright for what we need to do here. So let's bring this road again. I'm really liking the different heights that are going on here. Campus is starting to look pretty cool from down the highway as well and over at the suburb here. Now you can tell it's something special, something nice. Okay, so if we were to place in the aquatic centre right here, I think I want it kind of lengthways, so we'll bring out a road that actually cuts through the campus. So it's an indoor facility featuring Olympic-sized swimming pools and diving pools, Placing this building inside a campus area enables the swimming varsity sports team. However, they can be placed elsewhere in the city just for them to function as their name suggests. However, I do want this to be kind of... So if you place it in a campus area, it essentially becomes the team of the campus. It's a very American thing, I think. I don't think too many universities in England, because if you look at like a lot of American campuses on Google Maps, they have like their own football stadiums and stuff. It's not something we have in England as far as I'm aware of, but maybe I'm probably wrong. So we'll place this in. So again, looking from the different angle, super awesome looking asset. Got a really nice view up here alongside the highway. I think what we might do is we might actually bring up an elevated bridge that will hook up, and that'd be really cool to see people walking back and to across here. Saves them driving, you know, because obviously they can't walk on the highway roads, but a nice little connection here. Perfect opportunity again for some park life cheese. Turn this into a parkland, have 2 gates either side, and you'll see people having to pay to cross the road, but I'm not bothered about that right now. Let's go ahead and draw that fence back in around the edge of the path. That'll do nicely, and then we'll have one here as well. And then we can extend this all the way down here. Yeah. Really happy with this design right now. Let's go ahead and kill the traffic lights here. But you can see there's actually, everyone's actually preferring to walk through the campus to actually get to it, which is great really. Someone's just come off the bike path there. Yeah, so look at how many people it's drawing. So these are all highly educated senior, uneducated adults. Yeah, so they're all coming to the aquatic centre. I'm guessing they're all coming from the transport hub, right? Yeah, so they're reading that within walking distance. We don't need another transport method there. We could run just like a little bus line, like aesthetically, almost like a little shuttle. I think we will do that. Yeah, let's do that. That'd be nice. So let's grab a bus, because we've got a load of spare platforms here. Let's go from this side over here, and then he's just going to make a run straight to the end of the road, and then back into the transport hub. So we'll be very careful about how many buses are actually on this line, and then we'll do aquatic centre shuttle. Maybe we'll have it as a regular bus, and we'll go for maybe like a nice, almost like turquoise baby blue kind of colour. So we'll keep our eye on that, because I don't want buses clogging up the road. So we might just kind of knock it down to 1 or 2. It's more of like an aesthetic touch, that. It's not something you need to do. But I think it'll look quite nice just to have like a little shuttle. It's like a little park and ride system, you know. We'll see the bus coming along here, and then he's going to stop right into there. Super. Let's have a look at his line details. Yeah, so 5 buses is probably too many. Yeah, I think we'll take 1 down. Just go down to 4. So there are a number of things we can do with stadiums. If we click on them, we get a little info panel. So you can see, because we placed it in the campus area, they're now the Forest Trade School Broncos. There's a number of policies you can do, well, 3 of them to be precise. We can give free public transport on match days, which is cool, but not really necessary. Match security will keep crime low. Again, if you find you're running into crime issues around a university, this might be a good idea. And then also subsidised youth. This is massively expensive, so you spend money on training youth players, and this increases the chance that the team has to win. However, it costs 9,000 per week, multiplied by the number of stadiums in the city. So that is very much a late game policy. You will murder your budget if you start eating into that right now. You just don't want to be doing that. Oh yeah, look at this. Cycle. 2 identical twins. It's the famous cycling twins of Palaven. There they go. Look at this. So you imagine if all these people were paying to come through, right? Great park life choose right here. I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of money just watching all these people come through. We may do something with this. So yeah, they all take their cards out of their pocket once they get onto this side. So we can see now that there's been a game that we won, and we gained $33,000 in kind of match day revenue from that. So that's amazing, super great. Yeah, it's just made us 33 grand because the team won. So yeah, it's amazing. We have gone up, but we're dropping in students now because we have big population demand. So obviously we need more people to educate, so we're going to have to do some residential expansion. I think what we'll do is we're going to do a big green cities pocket in here, which will be wonderful. Get some nice green commercial in here, lots of greenhouses, and I think it'll help. It's a nice change of pattern as we begin to look towards the downtown, which will eventually reside in here. But that will be next episode. We'll do a big green cities block, and I really love green cities. It's good fun to detail, so we'll work on that. But this feels, guys, like a good place to jump into a detailing time-lapse. We will absolutely return to the campus to do another episode, and it's impossible to get it to level 5 in one episode, just with everything that comes with it. So yeah, going to go ahead, detail this up, and then we'll be back for the outro. So I'll speak to you in a moment. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, a like below is always appreciated. Equally as much if you didn't enjoy it, please feel free to leave a dislike as well. Really happy with the way this has turned out so far, and we will be 100% returning back here to carry on placing some of those higher level buildings, but we need that residential expansion first before we can do that. So next episode we'll work on a really cute little green cities park gem to sit alongside the river near the town centre. That'll be really fun. Can't wait to dive into that. Yeah, but we're certainly not done here, and don't forget to get those name suggestions down in the comments below. Worked on a little bit of a transition between the transport hub and the university. Again, more of that false parkland, and I think someone commented as well that they call them green belts, which is really interesting to know. It's nice to kind of learn about your guys' culture and what you call things in different parts of the world. I find it really interesting. Yeah, again, thanks for being so active. Thanks for enjoying the series as much as you are, and yeah, really enjoy using campuses. Campuses is one of my favourite expansions. If you don't have it, I definitely recommend you pick it up. Enjoy the rest of the outro, Taj. I'm sure this thing is going to look amazing at night time. I'll leave it there. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.